What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Llorente's team of the season, another 89. He has got a 3-star, 6-footed, high, right-footed, and obviously he was kind of like the in card when we started. The gold 82 was pretty nice for the price. Obviously then we went on to the rule breaker, as well as then getting an inform and a second inform. But it's this card that I think should be quite decent. But again, I feel like we've got this card already. There is plenty of 3-star midfielders that just are good but not quite meta enough for people to kind of change their team up. I feel like a lot of these cards don't make people's teams, which is a shame, because it's now just literally the top cards, the Varans, the De Jongs, the Messis, that are going to get in people's teams, and I don't think Llorente fits in many people's teams anymore. If you've done the icon swaps, icon SBCs, more than likely you've probably got a midfielder like this. I'd say even as far to go as like a baby mid or prime Essien would be sufficient enough. But we are going to try him out. He's coming in at just under 300,000 coins. We've got no traits on him, unfortunately. We are going to whack a shadow on him, which will give him 98 pace and 94 defending. And then he already has very, very good physicals. His passing is very nice. His dribbling, bar from agility balance, again, is fantastic, and shooting wise isn't awful. So I feel like box to box may be nice, but we're going to use him as kind of like a holding DM that pushes forward, very much like the KDB role that we use in the 4-2-3-1. We have a Matthias as the complete stay back. He doesn't go forward, and KDB kind of floats in between. He comes back and goes forward, and I think that's going to be a perfect role with his high work rate. So let's jump into Llorente and hopefully find a very good midfielder out of him. Into Llorente for the first time. What can we find with him then? I'm interested to see. Yeah, I feel like his turning is going to be not necessarily the issue with the card, but it doesn't look incredible. It seems like he'll be quite a bit of a handful to try and turn with. We do see off Campbell. Can we find a player in the middle though? Lovely. There it is. Straight into Messi. It's won the free kick. Llorente on the tackle. Jockeying ability, not terrible so far. It does seem a little bit slower than we find with some players as he finds Cruyff in. It's a very, very good goal, getting ahead of prime Maldini. Llorente seeing it out. We see Mane down the wing. So far, so good with him. He's not really impressed too much, but in terms of defensive ability, we know that he's always going to be solid as he runs through. Can we get it onto his right foot? And it's a lovely assist from Messi into Llorente's first goal. And like I say, his shooting isn't going to be awful, but it's mainly going to be defensively that he's going to really shine in this, especially with that big boy shadow added onto him. Into Llorente again. Find that burst of pace, and I don't know why it's decided to flick it to that side instead. Try it again with him. Oh, he's going to lose out to Carvalho. I'm hoping strength doesn't become an issue, to be fair to him, because he's already got, what, 90 physical on the base. That should be more than enough for any DM to really be controlling in that kind of strength element. Llorente tackling, or at least kind of making a nuisance from Mbappe, and manages to get it out as well. We find Mane down the wing. Into Llorente again to see it out. The one thing that I think he is missing is that 4-star skills. If anything, the agility balance could be nicer, but he is 6 foot, so I'm expecting him to not necessarily be the greatest in that element. But the 3-star is what kills this card, in my opinion. Llorente chasing, getting back. Don't want to overwork any of the centre backs, and I think once the La Liga premiums come out, I'll see a massive dip in price for him, just because I feel like, because he's not necessarily heavily used, and it seems like that's the case with most of these players, he will probably be packed quite a considerable amount. Llorente is going to watch that DM space. Does work it quite well as long as you don't overuse him. Obviously, eventually, if you just keep trying to move him, he will necessarily go out of position and allow that space to be behind him. But in terms of kind of positioning in CDM role, very, very nice so far. Him and Matthias working quite well. We can see him playing balls left, right, and centre. Don't know if he was offside. No, Maradona was on. Llorente pushing forward again. Inside. Or into Messi. Go with that finesse, and Varane's going to be standing waiting. Back into Llorente for the final chance of this half. Can we see him going forward? His burst of pace is lovely. Can we get a little bit of a roulette round him? Oh, it's lovely feet, and it's a cracking strike from him. Just showing that he isn't just a DM. He can do everything on this pitch. Llorente seeing it out then. The one question is, with him being, what, about 280 at the moment, I don't personally think anyone should buy him for that much. I would definitely be waiting for the La Liga premiums to come out. We find that finesse and whoa, the crossbar. But I think once the La Liga premiums come out, we'll see a hell of a lot of drop with a lot of these players, as I think they're going to be quite packable. Premier League is always quite a difficult one in terms of packs, whereas this one I feel like there'll be a lot of Morenos, obviously. I think a lot of Koundés, and then Llorente I can see being there as well, as we try and get around a keeper for his hat-trick, but unfortunately is tackled. Llorente out. Actually bossing that midfield. The pace on him is a lot better than I thought it would be. Obviously in terms of kind of like dribbling, it's nice but not quite 100%. Tackling again, it is nice if you can get the right tackle on him. I do find that he is better at the kind of pushing forward than the defensive side of stuff, but most definitely can play in that DM role, like I said, as kind of like this player. Matthias stays back, and then Llorente is the one pushing forward, making the chances, as obviously Roberto Carlos is coming down the wing. We find it into nobody but Mane. Oh, but the defender's going to get it. Llorente seeing it out, holding the ball up nicely there. Going to find one into Mane, then one straight into Llorente. As he pushes forward on goal, we've got a defender chasing. Go with that left foot, and it's the thigh of Neuer that dispossesses the ball this time. Llorente picks it back up again. So this is where I think the 4-star skills would actually be quite nice with a CM like this. Unlike the likes of like Gundogan, which I think in terms of agility and balance wise are not quite the same animations for the kind of 4-star skills, whereas I think Llorente's kind of agility is actually better than what it actually says on the tin. But again, the 3-star definitely needs to be upgraded. We find it forward, go with that finesse, and Varane is going to get it, and unfortunately it's into the block of players. Llorente again, and get them little 1-2s off Cantona. Try again. Going to cut it back this time, and Alaba is standing right in front of him. And try and find it back to him again. Messi into Llorente. Little stop and go. Heel to heel around the defender. Can we get the cross in? And Mane's going to bicy into that goal. Lovely stuff. Great assist from Llorente once more. Llorente dispossessing. Tries to get forward again. Got that pass off before he goes for the lunging challenge. Messi's going to go in. Into Cantona. Heel to heel again as he stops, and we pass it straight into Neuer's hands. So going into the overall for Llorente then. So he obviously is coming in at about 290 at the moment, 295 on the Xbox, 347 on PlayStation, and 335 on the PC. In terms of kind of players that he is very similar to, Gundogan is a big one. I feel like he again is very, very similar to him. Mason Mount as more of a cam is very similar, and same with Souček. They're very much CMs. Obviously Gundogan is probably the most like him, with the 3-star as well, but I feel like Llorente definitely has the upper hand in terms of animations. He's very quick on the ball, to be honest, and I didn't expect that from him. I thought he would be a little bit slower, even though the pace and the acceleration are quite up there, and especially with a shadow, we will see a little bit more from him. And I thought, again, the agility and balance is going to be something that really holds him back. And to be honest, yes, he's not going to dribble past 11 men, but he is going to be able to get past the 1 or 2 and lay it off to the striker, winger, whatever you have up front. And he does it pretty well. I was more impressed with his kind of forward play than his defensive. I feel like Matthias definitely stole the show with that one. And again, it's not awful. If you give him the tackle, he's going to be able to do it. Most players can defend just because the upgrades on their cards are just too good to not be. In terms of the 3-star, I think that's going to be the one thing that holds this card back in compared to like a Renato Sanchez, in comparison to like a KDB, to be honest. I think centre mid wise in La Liga, obviously De Jong's going to be up there with the #1 spot. Coutinho looks pretty good. We're going to have to finish him off. Valverde, absolutely cracking. Was he a 4-star? Yeah, 4-star skills at the very least there. But again, that's what you're kind of going with. Yes, the price difference is massive, but if it's going and spending 300k on one player or saving up an extra 400-500 to go get a better version, then obviously you're going to be doing that. Even William Carvalho, the stats look absolutely mad, but I guarantee there is going to be something wrong with him. I really liked Kondogbia, but again, I'm pretty sure he's a 3-star. So realistically, you're kind of battling with the De Jongs, the Valverdes, the top-rated people, the people who are obviously over 600,000 coins, and there is a reason why he's under 300, because that's just how it works with cards that are necessarily got massive supply, massive demand, and then the supply will come after. But for me, solid card, definitely worth getting. At some point, I would say hold out for La Liga upgrades if you are doing them. I feel like he'll be one of the ones that is packed quite a lot. Obviously, with the rating below 90, they do normally like to chuck these out left, right, and centre. So I can imagine the price is going to take a massive hit going into that, and then obviously going into rewards as well. I'm kind of estimating under 200. We'll see how packable he is. We're going to obviously be doing a few as well, so definitely stay tuned for that. Make sure you like and subscribe on this video. I'm going to give him an 8.7 out of 10. Let me know down below what you think, and I'll see you all for the next one.